Howdy ho. We're going to wait for a couple more people to jump on here. This is a very impromptu thing, but honestly, this has been going on for a little while, and I'll just be completely honest. As a small business owner here with the YouTube family of my small business, but also as a person, I am absolutely tired of dealing with this. And I have really just found the best way to shed light on some of these things that have been going on within the sewing community are to just come right out and say it, to just be real honest, real blunt. Some of you know this is not having to do with SME, but similar vein, I kept very quiet about what was going on with SME for a long time, and it took way too long, and that led to other businesses getting taken advantage of. So I'm not gonna keep quiet. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just going to come right out and I'm going to say it. I'm going to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to read you some emails, and I'm going to put names out there because I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm angry. I feel very taken advantage of. I feel a lot of things which are not positive. And I think that other people should know, because if I knew that this person was doing the same kind of stuff to other small businesses, I would absolutely have changed my mind about participating in this event. I would have absolutely made other decisions, much like with the situation that went on with Sew Magical Expo. Had I known what was going on and I kept quiet about it for way too long, when I did finally speak out about it, other business owners came to me and were like, oh my gosh, me too. I wish I would have known it happened to you, and I wish I would have known it happened to them. And once we all kind of banded together and figured stuff out, we saw the direct result of what happened. People realized what was going on, and then everything else, just the dominoes fell. And that's what ends up happening, because when you don't do the right thing, you deserve to be called out for it, period. End of conversation. And I am frustrated. So we're going to have a nice little fireside chat. Like I said, I'm going to read you some emails, and I'm just going to lay it on out there for you, and you can make your own educated decision about how you feel about this. But as for me and myself, I just, like I said at the beginning of this, I feel very taken advantage of. I feel manipulated. I feel, as both a person and a small business owner, I feel very crappy about it. And the reason we're kind of having this impromptu fireside chat is because this is the head of it, because I'm finishing it here. But this started like a week and a half ago. And then this person who is involved in this organization has decided to send me some pretty unsavory emails. This isn't the first one that I've received, but it's going to be the last one, because I'm not going to keep interfacing with this. I'm just going to put it out there and people can decide what they want to do. I will also be talking about this on my Facebook Live group, because I'm not keeping secrets for crappy people anymore. I'm not going to do it. As in this case, along with other ones, I turn the other cheek and continue to try to act professional and just give benefit of doubt, and then I get taken advantage of. And then I get, kicked in the shin for doing so. And I'm over it. I'm all done. So anyway, grab yourself a drink. Get yourself something to drink. Because this, we're going to be here for a little bit, but I'm about to cut to the chase. So, yeah. And this will be published afterward if you decide you want to come back or whatever when I finish all of this up. But I'm literally just going to read you guys emails, and I'm going to tell you what's going on here. I'm going to give you my opinion about it and how I feel, bluntly, truly, honestly, and then you get to go forward with that however you would like, whether it means anything to you. But at the bare minimum, I hope that this serves to enlighten you about, if you are confused at all about taking advantage of people and what the right thing to do is, hopefully you learn something. That's my hope. So anyway, let's see, I see Maria Watson. Hi Maria. She says good evening. Sometimes better evenings, but anyway, we're going to get to it. I have my laptop here, because like I said, I'm going to read you guys these emails, and I'm perfectly happy to send them out to whomever wants to see them. I'm not going to omit anything. I'm going to talk to you about everything that's in these emails, and I'm going to tell you who they're from. September 25th of this year, I was reached out to by an organization called the Sewing Hub. It is a Facebook group. Their primary mission is to kind of do these monthly challenges, where they basically tell their group members, hey, post stuff in this group, and you'll win prizes. And the prizes are given forth by small businesses. Okay? Simple enough. I have been a sponsor with them previously earlier this year. I donated a gift card, and I also set up a discount. So that's where we started. I was reached out to September 25th of this last month, or month before, I guess, because it's November now, holy crap. And so this email chain, the whole thing is between me and the owner of this group, this person. And so it says, "Hi Ray, I hope you're doing well. I'm excited to reach out on behalf of the Sewing Hub as we gear up for our November challenge. We would love to have you join us again as a sponsor. This month's theme is Sew to Give, where our community will be sewing projects to give back, whether it's for charity, someone who needs a little pick-me-up, or simply to make someone smile. We're reaching out to past sponsors like you to see if you'd be interested in supporting this meaningful event by donating a prize or prizes to add to our prize packages. If you would like to also offer a discount code for the month, we'd be happy to share it with our 4,500 plus members of a Facebook group to give them even more reason to check out your products." Okay, simple enough. The email goes on to say, and this is the key point here, because this is where we're going with this whole thing. "Additionally, we're offering the option to sew up," meaning them, they will sew up, "and promote some of your products throughout the month. This isn't required, but we have seen that it is of huge impact in driving our members to explore and purchase from our sponsors." Okay, so right there, this person reaching out to me as a small business has said, "Hey, would you like to participate in this thing? And would you like to send us items that we will sew up and we will promote? So you send us the items, we will sew them." That's the agreement. That is the contract being made here. Pretty simple. It ends with, "We'd love to have Emporium Threads sponsor again on this special challenge. Let me know if you're interested or if you have questions. We're looking forward to working together." Signed, Melissa Cummings. Melissa Cummings is the admin and the owner of this group and the only person besides myself who is in this whole email chain that I'm going to be discussing with you guys. And to be completely honest with you, the person that I really feel like is absolutely taking advantage of me as a person, me as a small business, and that is why we're here. And I've tried to talk with this person, by the way, in this email chain, which I'm going to lay out for you guys. I have tried to ask her to do the right thing, and she doesn't really seem to be willing to do that. So I'm going to put it out there to the kangaroo court of the public, because I think that when people and other businesses take advantage of other people and small businesses, it should be talked about. We shouldn't be keeping secrets for people who are not doing the right thing. So I responded on October 1st. We were out of town, so it took me a little bit. I said, "Hi, Melissa. I am thrilled to be asked to participate again. I saw a lot of benefit from my last contribution, and I am happy that it helped your community as well." I will preface this by saying my last sponsorship with them, they didn't have the opportunity for strike materials. That was never brought up. It was simply a discount code and a gift card, which I gave both. I gave both willingly the first time around. So what's changed this time is the option for these strike materials. So I then went on to say, "What is the process for physical items and prizes? I will have to think through how I will participate because I have a lot of travel plans and personal medical things going on at the moment." Many of you know who watch me here. I am currently going through IVF and have been going through various testing and phases and cycles with that, which she actually goes on to acknowledge. So we'll get to that. But anyway, that's what I was referring to. "I want to make sure that whatever commitments I make, I can fully and adequately fulfill. To be honest, I am running really short on mental and physical bandwidth at the moment, and I want to make sure I fully understand what I'm getting into. Please let me know a bit more about physical items for prizes and also a bit more details about sewing up products throughout the month. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Is it basically like strike artistry?" And then I ended it with, "Product will be provided and it would be shown / used on socials, ? I said, "Any clarification would be great. Looking forward to hearing from you, Ray." So right there, I clarified what the social contract was here, what contract and bargain we're making with each other. She said, "You send us items, we will sew them up and promote them," herself included. And I said, "Great." And I wanted to clarify what we were getting into here. So the next email goes on to say, "Hi Ray, I cannot tell you how happy it makes me that you saw a lot of benefit for your last sponsorship. That means so much to me. I absolutely love hearing that our members are finding new shops that they love. Sorry about the confusion on prizes. I wrote that up while I had COVID, so I don't think my brain was keeping up with my thoughts. Prizes do not need to be physical. A gift card works perfect, and it is awesome because it allows the winner to try something they want versus something that you send." And then, let's see, she goes on to say, "So the only thing we added since the last time you sponsored is that we will be giving the sponsors, me, a sponsor, a chance to have our team, herself included, sew up and promote products throughout this challenge. We have found," sorry, I lost my place here. "We have found that being able to share our personal experience and recommendation goes over really well with our group, and we thought that we would see if you'd be interested in us sewing some of your amazing products up to showcase." So to answer your question, yes, essentially it is like strike sewing. So for any of you who don't know what that term means, strike sewing is when a company sends product to someone in order to help promote it via pre-order, or you're going to promote it just in general by saying like, "Hey, I sewed this item, look at it, it was made with these materials from this place." You see a lot of stuff like this on social media. So that's what strike artistry is. And I clarified that her definition was the same as mine, and it was, she literally just said, "We will be sewing up these items," herself included. Okay, so she then goes on to say, "To sum it up, because I feel like my brain is all over the place right now, to be a sponsor, we're asking that you provide a prize," which I did. I provided a gift card. And then she said, "And if you want, you can also include a discount code for the group for the month," which I also did. She says, "If you're interested in providing supplies for a few of my team to sew up and share, we would love to do that as well. I hope that helped clarify some things. I remember you saying you had medical stuff coming up. I wanted to say I'm sending you all the best vibes and cannot wait to hear the good news, Melissa." Okay, so that right there solidifies both ends of this contract. What she asked me to do, what she is volunteering to do and asking about, and then what I have agreed to. So she goes on, the next email is from me, and I said, "Hello, we were out of town for a show," so this was October 24th. When we got back, I said, "My final show for the year is done and over, so I can now focus on things that have come across my desk. I have had this email on unread sitting here for too long, and I apologize. Between events and education classes and health stuff, it's been a lot. So I have a discount code for you. I also have a gift card for you, and I have a proposed list of my products I would love to send out, and I just need to know to whom and where I am sending them." Okay. I then go on to say, "As you know, I carry a lot of stuff in my shop. I have my own manufacturer for all of my hardware. It is from one place, which means it is all consistent and it matches. I also now print all of my printed vinyls in-house, me, myself, and I. I print on 2 bases. I offer a standard smooth vinyl and then my textured vinyl. Both of these are domestic friendly. Additionally, I now manufacture my own brand of thread in Tex 45 and 70. I have solids and an ombre collection. I have fun machine accessories like magnets and stickers, which are all my own hand-drawn and original artworks. Just like the art on my woven tags, I also carry my signature handmade webbing. I have a lot of things. My thought is to send some kind of curated materials to your folks on your team who want to show them off, and they will sew them up, making whatever they want with whatever they want that comes in the box. I would love if they could do their best to use the items together, but in the end, as long as the things get used, I'm good with it." Okay, so I've now bookended and finished off the additional portion of that contract. I'm going to send you some form of curated items that I'm going to pick from my merchandise, from my own pocket, from my business, and I'm going to give them. I'm going to give them to this cause. I'm going to give them to you and the folks who want to sew them up. They are not free gifts. You are doing this in exchange as strike artists. We have said that multiple times. Okay, so I feel like that was very clear, very concise. She already answered that question beforehand. And here is where we start getting into the nitty of this stuff. And you will also notice that I sent, saying I have a mixture of a list of things I'm going to send you. Okay, because I carry a lot in my shop, and I do. And not everything is applicable to every project. And I also don't carry everything to match every single item. But I try, you're bringing in what you're trying to bring in. So I said, items up for snags/strikes, and I made a list. Tex 45 or 70 thread, in-house printed vinyls in tons of styles and themes, double-sided tape, handmade webbing in 1.5 inch size, bag hardware in rainbow, rose, silver, antique gold, light gold, gunmetal, or matte black, and woven labels. I might even throw in some stickers, accessories into each box I send out. Just giving you a list of stuff, you know what I mean? Please let me know how many strikers you have and who would like a box, and I will send those out with some notes so they know what they're looking at. Discount code is, whatever, and I gave the specifics about how long it was good for, what it was good for. I gave out a gift card here. I sent out 2 promotional images that I sat and made myself, which also we're going to get into that, because while we're sitting here talking about, oh gee, we're making graphics and do all kinds of stuff and who's being put upon here, because just you wait. Anyway, I just wanted to make that very clear, what's going on here. So I once again said, please let me know about your strikers and who would like goodies to sew up. Once again, solidifying we are sewing these items. I'd love to get my items into their hands as well as get any feedback on the items from them. Okay, and then I signed it. Thanks again for asking me to participate. Best, Ray I. That's how the email concludes. So she then responded to me asking about my IVF journey. All of that is, I can read it to you guys. It's not really pertinent to this, but it's kind of pertinent because this person acts like they are being friendly and asking me questions, which I'm an open book. I really am. I don't mind sharing to a certain extent. But that's what this email is going to say on October 24th. She said, okay, first, how have you been? I know you are starting or maybe have started IVF. I know that is such a rough experience on your body. So right there, this person acknowledges that, yes, it is a rough experience on your body. It's a rough experience on your pocketbook, your body, your mind, your heart. It's a very rough experience indeed. She says, I've been sending all of the sticky dust your way. I hope that things are going well. If it's too personal, I apologize. I wanted you to know you've been on my mind and heart, and I'm wishing you all the absolute best. And while that's really great and super appreciated, where this email chain is going to go here in a little bit makes me very suspicious and really wonder, do you even know what you said? Because you're acknowledging somebody, me being that somebody, wow, you're going through a really hard thing. Let me make life rougher for you. Let me treat you like crap. Let me try to manipulate you, and then let me go ahead and take advantage of you. And that's why we're here. So anyway, she says in that same email, second, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I did not know that you started printing your own vinyl fabric, for those of you who don't know. She says, and now you're doing thread too. You're seriously a one-stop shop of amazing. And I cannot wait to get my hands on one of your curated boxes and sew it up. Okay? Again, with the sewing, because we're sewing the items because they were given to us for free by me and we agreed to sew them. I don't know how much more I could make that clear. And she very clearly knows what she entered into. So she said, seriously, thank you so much for not only allowing us to sew up your fabulous products, but for helping us spread some love to the amazing sewing community. I am so blown away. I let my team know about the boxes, and they are already beyond excited as well. I will get them the info, or I will get you the info so you can get started and we can get started sharing Emporium Threads love as soon as possible. Thanks again for everything, Melissa. And I want to stop here and not toot my own horn or anything else like that, but I will say, for those of you who have ever met me in person or known me, how many times have you been at my booth and said, oh, I dropped my spool of thread on the floor, and it broke and it was totally my fault, and I literally will not hesitate to take another cone off of that shelf and just give it to you? How many times have you told me, I love your double stick tape, but the one time I tried to take it out of the bag, oh my gosh, the whole thing got unraveled and it got so stuck, and I literally took a second one and put it in your bag? How many times have I said, you got this Harry Potter vinyl and thank you so much for buying from me. I would love to give you these Harry Potter tags as my gift because I think that your nephew, who you're going to make the bag for, would love this Harry Potter envelope tag. I do that kind of stuff all the time. All the time. Not because I'm super special, not because I'm so great, but because it makes you feel good to give. It makes you feel good to spread love. It makes you feel good to do nice things for other people. And it spreads a smile to them. It spreads joy to them. And in this case, that's also what I thought this was going to be. But I am not in a joyous mood now. I am not in a happy mood. I am not happy. I feel this whole thing just absolutely slid off the cracker. And now not only do I feel taken advantage of and just absolutely walked all over, but then when you ask this person to do the right thing, then you're met with rudeness manipulation, gaslighting tactics, all via email of like this, just wait. This is, and I will give a little throwback here to the SME situation. By the way, this is exactly what I dealt with from the owner of that now defunct business, who treated me like crap after I did so many favors for them under no strings at all, except for women supporting other women businesses, and we're friends, and I want to help you succeed. And so yes, I will give you free hardware kits for your classes when you have teachers come. And then the only stipulation, can I please put my name on it? Of course, that person says, yeah, go ahead and put your name on it. And then I find out months after the fact, she stripped all of my media from it and then lied to everyone about where those kits came from. So many things like that with that person. And so yes, I am absolutely incensed at this point. I am so tired of being taken advantage of by people. I am tired of being walked on. I am tired of my kindness being seen as weakness. And I am absolutely tired of my boundaries just absolutely getting sidestepped, pushed aside, smashed, whatever, so that people can get whatever they want to get. And I'm just sick of it. I should never have covered for that person, the owner of SME, when that was going on early on. And I did. I turned the other cheek. I tried to act professional. I tried to just keep my mouth shut. I gave benefit of the doubt. I made excuses. I swept stuff under the rug. And look where it got me in the end. It got me to the exact same place. And in this situation, I'm in the same place once again. Because as you're going to see further down in this email chain, it starts to go sideways. And I should have gone with my gut feeling. I should have trusted myself. And I should have just said, you know what? I'm out. But I didn't. I gave benefit of the doubt. I just thought, you know, I'm probably reading too much into it. I might be projecting a little bit. I don't like where this went. I'm going to choose to just kind of sweep this stuff aside, and I'm going to keep my word, because I am a person of my word. If I say I'm showing up to teach a class, I'm showing up to teach a class. If I say that I am going to provide class kits, I'm providing class kits. If I say I'm giving you free hardware for your expo, I'm doing that, even when you slap me in the face and stab me in the back. Because that's the type of person that I am. I'm a person of my word. But I am so tired of being the only person of my word. I am so exhausted emotionally, physically, and at this point, honestly, financially. Stuff is tough out there for everyone in this economy. And so to be taken advantage of is just like, I'm so over it. I am so incredibly over it, and I'm just done. And, you know, I just feel the need to speak my piece and defend myself at this point, but also let this be known, because again, if I were on the other side of this and I were hearing that another small business owner were having these problems from this same person, I don't know if they are, but I sure am, I would not have sent, and I would not have agreed to participate in this. I would have just kindly said no thank you, because it's not okay to take advantage of people. Small businesses, big businesses. It's not okay to be a liar, and it's not okay to not keep your word, and it's not okay to take from people under the guise of one thing and then go back on that. It's just not okay. And to be clear, I have not had any contact with anyone else in that admin team group. I have only had direct words and contact with Melissa, and she is the one that I am calling out here, because this is just not okay. So anyway, moving on to the next emails, and I'm going to have a little drink of wine, and don't worry, I'm allowed to at this current stage in time. I responded to her. I gave the same update that I gave to you guys not that long ago. And so I don't need to read this whole email. It's all pretty much in regards to IVF, just that I didn't have any news to report, and that sometimes when you don't have good news, it makes people feel nervous and they don't know what to do and they don't know what to say. And so I kind of said all of that to her, that I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfy, but like we're kind of in a weird stage in the middle of all of this where things are not the worst, but they're not really the best, and things are not exactly going the way that we wanted them to, but it could be worse, I guess. Out of if 10 is the best and 1 is the worst, we're kind of at like a 3 or 4. So kind of, anyway, that's what I said. So moving on down that same email though, and I just said, anyway, thank you for asking me. It really is nice to know people are thinking about us and they're hoping for good news. I hope we have some soon. So that's where I concluded the IVF part. I said, in regards to business things, yes, there are lots of things that have been added, and my goal is to become a one-stop shop that can be depended on for top quality goods that people can trust. It's also been a bit of a struggle for me as a maker and buyer to shop online. Sometimes things are very nice, but then you order something from that same shop and I end up with stuff that is not the same standard as the last time I ordered. I hope that makes sense. It seems like a lot of goods that I was getting were inconsistent. The other thing is slow fulfillment speeds. I really try my best to fulfill as quickly as possible. My average turnaround time is about 11 hours or less. Most people see fulfillment and orders on the same day they order, and that's really huge to me, along with only selling top quality things. And I'm giving her this background on my business so that as they're promoting these items, like, they have an idea of what they're looking at, you know, like maybe if you're not familiar, you just don't know. When I strike stuff and talk about things, when I've done it in the past, I like to have that information. That's why I gave it. So anyway, I said, I look forward to hearing what your strikers want to see from me. Everything I sell is domestic friendly. The only variable is the threads, either Tex 45 or 70, because this is going to depend on what machine they have. 45 is only good for straight stitch semi-industrial machines. The Tex 70 is for big table mounted style machines. I don't want to send people thread that they cannot use. But otherwise, everything else should apply to everyone. Please let me know ASAP. I can get those boxes in the mail. I need addresses for people and their thread preferences if they have one. If they are on a plain domestic, I will send them everything except thread. And, you know, again, up above I said it would be any mixture of goods that I sent, not necessarily every single item to each person. Because honestly, I don't have something that matches everything, and I'm trying to send a curated box. Curated, the definition literally means things that are picked and chosen to go together and be on one thing together, like a curated museum, a curated store, a curated bag, a curated collection. So anyway, I said, I hope that you are well and things are wrapping up nicely for you as we come to the end of the year. Thank you again for allowing me to participate in the November challenge. Best, Ray I. So she responds to me. November 25th, she says, oh my gosh, yes, I feel this so much. When we were struggling, that's some personal stuff, so I'm not going to read that. The intention here is not to be rude. Anyway, she said it was such a struggle emotionally, mentally, physically, acknowledging what we, talked about. And when you add on additional hormones, it can just be plain hard. Yes, it is plain hard. And people taking advantage of you and being shitty to you over email doesn't make it any less hard, Melissa, or anybody else for that matter. It doesn't make it any less hard. And you acknowledging, by the way, oh, things are hard, and then turning around and treating someone like crap, or saying, gee, it's been a hard year for small businesses, and then treating said small businesses like crap it doesn't excuse you. It doesn't absolve or justify treatment of people like that. And that's just a direct message to any of you. That's one of our lessons tonight of a takeaway of how not to take advantage of people. Don't say things like, well, I acknowledge things have been really hard, but also here, let me treat you like crap and make it harder. We also saw that same situation with all of the small vendors and customers being taken advantage by the tragical expo over there, sending out emails to people, oh, it's been such a hard year for small businesses. Well, you're making it harder by robbing people of money and lying. Plain and simple. Anyway, I digress. She just goes on to talk about some more personal stuff, talking about false hope with IVF, which again, that is definitely a thing that goes on. Things can be crushing. It's all very hard. And it is. It's very hard. And I'm glad to hear someone else acknowledge that. But specifically this person in this instance, so you're literally acknowledging all of the very hard things going on, and then you continue to want to make life harder. Not great. Anyway, she says, as a business, wow, that's incredible. What incredible turnaround time. You're right about product quality. I hate when I order things and then the next time, or sometimes even that same order, the quality is different. I'm excited to have a place to go I can trust the quality from every time. It's been quick fulfillment, which is also super important. I realize halfway through a project that I don't have something that I need. Thanks for everything. With everything you're going through on top of growing your business, I feel especially honored you're joining us next month. Meaning this month, November. So she proceeds to send me 5 people, 5 people's worth of boxes. Okay. That is not a small ask. And I don't say that as in like it was wrong to do. I'm just saying you're sending 5 people's worth of stuff, asking me, a small business, to take money directly from my pocket and my business and give it to you. Just so we're all very clear about that. That is a big ask. It's okay to ask it because I agreed to this. But again, what I agreed to was sending items that would be sewn up and then promoted. Strike artistry. So she goes on to, thank me again, tell me that she's blown away by my generosity. They're so excited for the items. And this is amazing. And I hope everything you're going through, all that stuff. Love, Melissa. Okay, great. So she responds to a couple of those emails and says that some of these people would like different types of thread. Nothing really important there, just updating me. I responded to her. I said, not a problem to update those things. I'm, again, more personal stuff about IVF and that specific email, just kind of like, sorry, things were what they were, whatever. I responded to her. This is where we get into this November 1st when this challenge started. November 1st at 3 p.m., I happened to be on Facebook. I opened Facebook and I saw a graphic from the Sewing Hub group, just the one. It was one picture and it just said November challenge fabric discounts. And it had a whole list of people on it, probably 10 to 12 businesses, and my name was not there. And I sell fabric. I sell printed vinyl. I made that clear in these emails. We talked about that multiple times. I also sell solid vinyls. I sell waterproof canvas. I sell a lot of things. We made that clear. And that's fine. I was just confused. Okay. So I sent an email. I said, I'm still working on sending out the boxes. I'm finishing up adding items to them currently. And I just said, but I just saw a release of codes for December in the group, like a graphic for discounts in November, and I did not see my name/business there. I was just wondering if something changed, ? I did send a code in my emails, and I was wondering if there was an issue with it or what. Meaning, like, is there an issue with the code? Did you try it and it didn't work? Like, I don't know what the problem is. And then I just said, Best Ray Emporium Threads. That is it. But that is where this whole situation slides just absolutely off the rails. She responded to me. She said, hey, Ray, we had such an outpouring of sponsors that we split the discounts up by type to hopefully make it easier for members to find what they are looking for. We have one for patterns, one for fabric, and one for notions. I know you do more than hardware and notions. So right there, she clarifies. But I figured that since the bulk of what you do right now is hardware and notions, that would be the best fit. And I apologize if you are wanting to be on the fabric. I can move you over if you prefer. So she offers an explanation, which is great because I had a question, and then she offers a solution, which was to move me over to the fabric one. And here is the graphic that I did not see, that Facebook did not show me. It's for notions only, and my name is right there at the top. But I did not see that one. Didn't know it existed. So totally fine. I responded to her. And she did say, I'm excited about the boxes. Thank you for your support, Melissa, and sent me a picture of the graphic. Okay. So I responded. I said, to be honest, hardware is probably the least of what I do and carry at this stage. And I do carry a ton of specialty vinyls, solid basic vinyls, printed vinyls, cut and sew options, as well as waterproof canvas. And I'm trying to ramp up exposure for those things the most. If you don't mind, I would like to be mentioned with the fabric so people understand they can get more from me and not just hardware. I did notice, and I never really got to the bottom of this. It was something that I said. I'm not sure if I misspoke. She kind of clarified some things down here, but I said I did notice those who offer both were mentioned on the Notion side and the fabric side of the discounts once I had seen them, of course. And I just said I would like to request the same equal visibility since I do offer both equally as a part of my business. I'm very happy to participate, but from a business standpoint, I have to make sure I'm getting the proper return for the contribution, which is absolutely true. And I would expect that from anybody. I said exposure for the fabric side of things is what is most needed and what I had hoped to achieve in this month's round and challenge. I hope that's understandable and agreeable. It's a bummer to have to remake the graphics. I apologize if that makes extra work, but it would be much appreciated, especially since I was planning to send each of your strike persons fabric and not much by way of hardware, because that was the original intent of my boxes. I was just going to send curated vinyl and waterproof canvas. I said in response, I appreciate your response to this. I appreciate your hard work very much. Please let me know your thoughts, and if I need to, I can adjust what I'm sending out accordingly. Meaning, if we're just going to leave me on the Notion one, then I'll just send Notions. I don't need to spend more money. I'm covering the shipping on this. I'm covering the cost of all of it. It's literally coming out of my pocket. If we're just going to leave me on the Notions one, then okay, I'll send out Notions. I got Notions all over the place, but I also have a lot of fabric. So I also responded to myself to her. $550 was the one, $620 was another once I had seen one of the graphics. One of the other sponsors has in parentheses what their code is good for, and it specifies like hardware, vinyl, etc. My code is good for site-wide. It was literally good for anything, including templates or anything else, so I didn't really need to specify that. But I just said, I should have suggested this sooner, but it didn't come to me quickly enough. Would it work to just mention in parentheses, like other vendors here, that I offer a lot more than hardware, like waterproof canvas and fabric, everything mentioned in the previous emails, especially since my discount is site-wide, not just on Notions. I'm happy to stay on the Notions graphic as long as people understand I offer way more than that. Whatever works best to get exposure for the fact that I carry a ton more than hardware would be great. And I sent a smiley face. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I personally don't think that that is being rude. If somebody sent that to me, like, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I treat people how I want to be treated. Like, I don't see where there's an issue here personally. And I did have someone audit it before I sent it. Not that that necessarily makes it correct or whatever, but I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm just trying to make sure that things are represented correctly and equally here. That's what I asked. So she responds to me. And again, this is where my spidey sense started tingling, but I gave benefit of the doubt. I tried to just gloss over it, and I didn't even really... This is a problem for me, and it goes on to be a much bigger problem as we get down into this. So she responds to me and says, "Hi, Ray, I apologize for the mix-up, and I understand where you're coming from. I didn't realize you were doing more in fabric than you were wanting to focus on the fabric side of things." Except, let's be honest here, I talked about printing fabric. I talked about all the bases of stuff that I ordered. So I guess it's fine if you didn't notice, but like that seems like malarkey to me, to be completely honest with you. So then she said, "Because we had so many fabric companies offering discounts, I thought to help your company stand out a bit more by adding you to the hardware graphic," which doesn't say hardware, it says Notions, which is different. There were only 3 other companies and would give you more visibility. I did not include any businesses on more than one discount graphic, and the only business I put more is because their coupon code is only valid for those things. I needed to make sure that info's out there. Okay, great. That's fine. I can accept all of that. The companies that are mentioned on multiple prize graphics is because they donated multiple prizes. I will remove you from the hardware graphic and I will add you to the fabric graphic, which again, I didn't request that. I just asked when this whole thing started, "Hey, I didn't see my name. Was there a problem with my discount?" She's the one who offered, "I will move you over." And I just said, great, that would be acceptable to me, and here's why. So I just want to preface with that, because then we start coming into this and she says, "After it is done, I cannot go through and change it again." Well, that's fine, because nobody asked you to. Then she says, "As I'm sure you can relate, I am just one person." Well, so am I. "I've sacrificed a lot of family time and I've missed out on some pretty big things to make sure this was all set up and ready to go in time. I do not get paid for what I do. The only form of compensation I receive for the hundreds of hours I have put into this are the benefits from the sponsors, which I still need to sew up and promote." Okay, so right there again, she acknowledges the social contract that she entered into here. So then she says, "So technically, I'm still working for those as well. I very much appreciate everything you've done and the help that you've given to make this challenge amazing, and to hear that you aren't happy is truly heartbreaking. I promise you I'm trying my best to make every company shine because I'm so grateful. And it's been a hard year on small businesses. I'm not giving anyone special treatment," which totally fine. I'm not necessarily saying that you were, and I feel bad that she took it that way, but that's not what I was saying. I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the same page here. "I appreciate you all equally because without you, I wouldn't be able to do something this amazing," which, by the way, this amazing is giving away other businesses' product for free, which is fine because we entered into that. We were asked. But you are voluntarily making a group on Facebook where you ask other businesses and people to take money out of their pocket and give it to you so you can then give it to other people. Just so we're all very clear about what this is. You voluntarily do it. You are not a business. I pay an employee. I have to pay self-employment tax. I have bills to pay just like we all do. And this is my job. So you're not a business. You're just here as a person doing a hobby thing that you enjoy doing. And that's really great. And thank you for acknowledging that the only way you could do it is if us businesses gave you stuff for free to give away. Here's where the problem lies. I am not here as Ray the person. I am here as Emporium Threads the business. And I am entering into a contract with you as Emporium Threads the business, giving you items. The business is giving you the items to sew up, which you just acknowledged. I spend hundreds of hours having to sew up and promote these items. And again, we're going to get to this here in just an email or two where she she flat rescinds that she's going to sew up these items. And that's what I'm pissed about. All under the guise that she doesn't have any thread, because she decided to throw a temper tantrum because she doesn't think she got enough for free from me. And that is why we are here, ultimately, to sum this up. And I asked a simple question. She took it very personally. I feel bad that she took it personally. That is where this whole thing went off. She decided to send me this email that's full of personal manipulation about, well, I sacrifice so much. I sacrifice a lot too. Do you think that this small business does not come with a ton of sacrifices? I've been doing this for 4 years and I have never taken a paycheck. Not once. I take my money and I put it right back into this business. I have an employee. She gets paid a paycheck and I have to pay taxes on her, and I pay self-employment tax, and that is all that I get. And I choose to make that sacrifice. We all choose to make sacrifices. I missed 4 family weddings last year. 3 of them were blood family. 1 of them was my best friend who was my bridesmaid, because I already had shows that I committed to going to and I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it happen. And that was heartbreaking and it sucked. And I chose to make those sacrifices. We all choose to make sacrifices. And so this really frustrates me, to be adding all of this personal nonsense into this whole thing when nobody asked. I was not rude. I was not mean to you. I simply asked, and then I even gave a suggestion, and it was your suggestion that I took, and then I said, if it would make it easier to not move me, maybe we could do this. Like, I'm flexible. I'm open. I just want to make sure that the right thing is being done, because my business sent out over $600 worth of stuff to this cause, by the way. And they didn't offer to pay shipping. They didn't offer any kind of reimbursement. The deal was I was taking care of it, and that's fine because I entered into it, but you are supposed to sew up the items. And now she is literally throwing temper tantrums in my email, and this is not the first time that she tries to gaslight and manipulate me. So anyway, she says, I've sacrificed a lot of family time and I've missed out on some pretty big things to make sure this was all set up in time and ready to go. I don't get paid for what I do. Yeah, because this is a hobby that you elected into. Duh. The only form of compensation I receive for the hundreds of hours I put into this are the benefits from the sponsors, which I still need to sew and promote. So technically I am working for those as well, but only if you sew up the items. If you're just taking from small businesses and then not doing the right thing, you're just stealing at that point. Plain and simple. I very much appreciate everything you've done and the help you've given to make this challenge amazing, and to hear that you aren't happy is truly heartbreaking. Again, up until this point, I was perfectly happy. Things were fine. This is where I get unhappy. And I chose to swallow this, turn the other cheek, send the boxes anyway, because this happened November 2nd. But now we're here. And I've got a whole bunch more crappy emails. So, she then goes on to say she's trying her best and grateful and all of that, which nobody said. Nobody ever accused her of not doing her best. None of that was said. She then says, she promises she's trying to make everybody shine, all that. Yeah, none of that was ever under question. It really wasn't. I asked some simple questions. You gave me some simple answers, and I thought we were good. And so for you to send all of this stuff back to me is like, that's kind of weird. Like, that's not what this was. So then, again, she admits that I can't do this with the sewing community if you didn't give me all this stuff. Then she says, I'm logging out of everything for the rest of the weekend to be able to finally spend some time with my family. Oh gosh. Yeah, it didn't take me 6 hours to put these boxes together, curate them, and then spend a whole bunch of my money to put them out. Sure didn't. You're the only one that's spending your personal time doing this. I'm spending my time and my money and my employees' time that I pay for hourly. Like, really? Frustrating. So then she says, if you need anything, I won't be on until Monday afternoon after I finish school with my kids. Again, I apologize for the confusion and frustration, and I thank you for everything you've done to support this challenge, Melissa. So when I received this email, I need to tell you, this was the first one, and it made my spidey sense go off. It made me go, ooh, you know what? I think maybe I should just apologize from her, and I should just step back from this, because this turned into a whole thing that it was not supposed to be. I never saw my name on the graphic, and I simply asked what was up with that. You responded with a solution that I said, okay, great. Thank you for offering to move me. I will take that solution. And just right before her sending that, I had offered the other solution of saying maybe we could just put in parentheses that I offer some additional stuff. Then it turns into this whole other situation of her projecting all of this stuff on me, and the gaslighting and the manipulation that's taking place here. Not okay. And I knew that. I knew the boundary was being crossed there. I chose to ignore all of that. I typed up several emails in response, and my initial response, honestly, was in my brain. I sat there with my coffee when I woke up to this email and I read it, and I said, well, first of all, that was the first day. I ruminated on it all night long and lost sleep over it because I felt bad. I felt bad that she took this personally, but then I felt very unhappy about the treatment that I'm receiving here and the things that she's saying to me, which are not okay. They're not warranted in any way. And I thought, my mind and heart tell me I'm a very direct communicator. I should just acknowledge this. I should apologize for hurting her feelings. I should try to make myself clear, and I should tell her that this kind of stuff is not warranted. And if we can't keep it professional without you bringing this kind of stuff into it, then I'm going to politely step back. And then my thought was, I should just give these boxes away to my group, because I wanted to do this as something nice. I wanted to offer something nice to people. I wanted to give, and this has now turned into something else. And I'm being made to feel guilty and bad for my business giving, but wanting something in return for that, which again was the contract from here. If I was just going to give stuff away for free, I do that all the time. And then I don't need to be doing this. I could just auction these items off for charity. I could just give them away for free like I do often. I could also give them to my incredibly hardworking team of strikers who do work hard, who pay their own shipping, by the way, and who work very hard getting photos and promoting stuff. Okay. But I was like, well, I'm a person of my word, and I said I was going to send out these boxes. Does this email make me feel kind of gross? Yes, it does. Not because I did anything wrong. I truly don't feel that way, because this person is putting a lot of stuff in here that doesn't need to be in here. But I made the decision after talking to my husband, after talking to some other people. He was like, just turn the other cheek and just send the boxes. And I just said, yeah, but every time I do that, I end up in a bad situation, and I end up getting punched in the face for doing so. I turn the other cheek, and then these people who do this kind of stuff take advantage. And I'm so sick of taking advantage. And I mean, yeah, I was upset. I was very upset. I told him I'm so tired of feeling this way, where I'm getting taken advantage of. And then I turn the other cheek, and they still don't see it, and they see my kindness as weakness. I'm so tired of it. And he just said, I know, but you need to just give benefit of the doubt. Be nice, go forward, do the thing, keep your word, because that will make you feel the best. You're a person of your word, and you're going to feel bad if you don't do what you said. And I said, yes, but I will feel worse if this turns out again to be another situation where I'm taken advantage of, or where they're treating me like crap, where they're talking behind my back, treating me like garbage, all while taking from me to my face and acting like they're not doing that. And I always find out after the fact, whether it's from them or from somebody else, because people talk. It's just what happens. So anyway, I actually had him draft this response, because I said, if I send a response back, I'm probably going to say the wrong thing, and I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Clearly her feelings are hurt. She's taken this personally. I really don't want her to. That's not what this was supposed to be. I asked a simple question. Do I want to clarify this situation? Yes. Do I want to make her feel better? Yes. But I don't know the right thing to say. So help me out here. And so he actually responded to this email. He said, hi, Melissa. Thank you for making the change. I do think that will help promote the items I'm looking to build a new audience for, meaning the fabric. I just wanted to clarify, I was not frustrated or upset in my previous emails. I just didn't understand the situation with the graphic, as it was different from my past participation, and I did not see the other graphics at first. I will be working on the striker boxes, and I hope to get them out soon. Regards, Emporium Threads. So that was the response. I chose not to enter into any of the personal stuff. I chose not to address any of it, because I didn't think that I was going to be able to adequately make myself heard and make anybody else feel better. And I wanted to give benefit of the doubt. I didn't want to make it any worse. And yet, here we are. So she responds to me today at 2:40. I mailed out these boxes, by the way, the cheapest of which cost me $11 retail, $11 to ship. The boxes ranged from $91 just in the material cost. There were 5 of them. The most expensive one was $135, and they ranged in those prices. I sent everybody a detailed receipt of what they received, so they knew the names and everybody was clear about what they got. That way they knew what they were looking at. I wrote a note on the back of it. I just said, thank you for sewing these items up. Variations of that kind of sentiment, happy sewing, enjoy these items from my small business. All of them had a handwritten note on them. And the only request I made was, obviously I said, have fun sewing these up or whatever. And then I just said, in the Sewing Hub group, if it's allowed and per the rules, please link the products that I sent. I would appreciate it. Happy sewing, Ray, whatever. Everybody got a variation of that same handwritten note. Okay. They were all sent a variation of items. Not every person was sent the same thing, because I don't have the same thing that matches. I took printed vinyls that I had in my current possession that were already printed, that are listed on my site. I wanted to make sure there were listings for those items for the most part, so that if people wanted to buy them when they saw them, they were able to. Not everything is listed on my site. It takes a lot of work. So anyway, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. These are curated boxes, and I'm literally taking money from my own pocket, putting it in a box, and then paying with money from my own pocket to send it to you, which I don't have a problem doing. But it is under the agreement that you're going to sew the items up. Okay? Simple as that. I mean, that's the contract. That's the agreement that we made. You came to me and asked me and said, hey, by the way, do you want to send strike items? And I said, can you clarify what that means? So we're on the same page, and you did. You said you would be sewing the items. So this is the response that I get, and this is why we're here. 2:43 today, I get this email. Hi, Ray. I just got my box, and I know a few other team members have gotten theirs as well. Thank you so, so much. I cannot tell you how appreciative we are that you are not only sponsoring the challenge, but have given such generous boxes for us to sew up and promo. I did notice that my box had a few less things than the rest of my team, and that it also didn't include any thread. Please know, I am by no means complaining. I really appreciate the love that you showered on all of us and the extra bits that they got. That means the world to all of us. But I do want to let you know that since I thought I was going to be getting thread, I wasn't planning on purchasing any, and unfortunately I don't have any navy or any blues in my thread lineup. I'm also on a spending freeze as my husband got into an accident last month and the responsible party didn't have insurance, so now the medical bills are rolling in and we don't have any extra to spend to purchase some, meaning thread. I'm sorry, and I will do my best to see if I can come up with an alternate solution, but I cannot guarantee I'll be able to sew everything up and promote it this month. I hope that you understand, and while I might not be able to get it done, at least my team will. I appreciate your understanding and your generosity so much, Melissa. Now, this is a problem on so many levels for me because this has been since September 25th. If this accident happened last month, I'm so sorry about that, but you're telling me as a sewist who posts a lot of items, because I looked, you post garments, you post bags, you don't have any thread in your stash, and because I did not send you more free items from my business, I already sent you $91 plus almost $12 in shipping, so we're talking about over $100 per person. Everybody was within $10, $15, maybe $20. One person got an extra roll of vinyl, so that box was $135. But everybody else, by and large, got mostly the same things. Now, here's what was in her box. She got, I will look it up for you on my store. Just again, for transparency's sake, I want to make sure we're very, very clear. Because what this has turned into is a grown adult woman throwing a tantrum about not getting enough free stuff from me. And when I explained, which I'm going to explain to you exactly why I sent out the items that I sent, this became a problem and was not only met with a person not wanting to do the right thing, but with a person, frankly, being really crappy when I called it out and said that I wanted to do the right thing. So I sent vinyl that has printed peacocks on it. It's a printed, very busy print vinyl. It's very elegant. It has, full body peacocks with lots of greenery around it and florals and all kinds of stuff like that. It's very dark in color. It's very busy in pattern, but it's a very elegant pattern. I also sent 5 yards. And so that vinyl, by the way, $28. The handmade webbing that I sent, my 1.5 inch, 5-yard cuts of handmade webbing. I sent 5 yards, which is more than enough for one bag. But again, I could have sent shortcuts. I didn't do that. I sent actual product because again, I'm giving to this challenge, but I do expect that you're going to uphold your end on this, which is that you said you wanted to strike stuff. You asked, you volunteered for your own group and organization at this point. So again, I sent 5 yards. That's $15. I sent navy waterproof canvas. That was $8, a whole roll of it. I sent my denim coordinating solid vinyl. So that's 2 rolls of vinyl, a roll of waterproof canvas, and a bunch of webbing. I also sent rose gold zipper tape that matched. It's cafe latte in color. It's like a pink brown color that matched. It's what I have, and it has rose gold teeth. And then I sent a selection of hardware because I don't know what you're making. I sent a pack of 4 D-rings. I sent 4 1.5 inch lobster claws. I sent rose gold elegant circle pulls, and I sent 1.5 inch tri-glides. That is what I sent this person. And then I paid for shipping on top of it. So the subtotal was $91.10. And then I paid for the shipping on top of that, which was close to $12 to send it to out of state. So this box was not small. It's 18 inches long by 6 by 6. It's very full. It was several pounds worth of items. I do not currently carry, nor do I have navy or any color blue thread. I have a seafoam green, I have hot coral pink, I have bright rainbow. I do not have anything that would have gone with this if I were making a bag. I literally curated each and every one of these boxes, and not every single person received thread. Also, not every single person received the same hardware. I sent double-sided tape to some people. I did not send it to everyone. I did not send everybody the same vinyls or the same base of vinyls. I didn't send everybody the same types of thread. I mean, they are mixed. Each design is very, very different, and that was purposeful. But it also happens to be what I have that I sell that I could send. Did I have to send webbing and hardware and all of that stuff? Absolutely not. I could have sent one roll of vinyl. I very generously, again, because I want to give back, I want to do this, but yes, you are agreeing that you're going to do something in return for it. It's a give and take here. I wasn't stingy with what I sent, and I'm expecting the bare minimum here, which is that you sew something that you get to keep or sell. I sent you way more material to make multiple items, and I'm asking for one item, which you volunteered for. You asked me, you came to me and said, hey, by the way, we will do this. Do you want us to? And I said, that sounds great. Here's a list of stuff, and I'll send curated boxes. That's it. And now we get into this. So that's the first email that I received. And honestly, that kind of started, I mean, it already started with the other email that she sent that I was like, I'm not going to interface with it. Maybe she's having a bad day, like whatever. I'm not going to get into it. But then we get into this. Continually saying thank you and you're so generous, but then complaining about not getting enough free from somebody does not justify or wash over the behavior. It's not okay. That is not how this works. Saying, oh, well, things are really hard for small businesses, and then continuing to take advantage or end up taking advantage of a small business is not okay. My response back to her when I saw the email was, I'm sorry to hear about your husband, because I am. That sucks. We all have stuff that comes up, and that's unfortunate. I just said, I did not send matching thread because I don't currently carry anything with navy or blue colors for thread. Not every box got the same contents. If I didn't carry something that matched, I wasn't able to send each item to each person. Any thread will work for these items because it will. You can use anything. I use Gutermann Sew All thread. I know, Amanda from Sew Bestie, when I take classes with her, she uses the thin serger thread to make bags. You can use literally any thread. I also didn't send machines to every single person, and I also didn't send needles. And I didn't send double-sided tape, and I didn't send interfacing, and I didn't send all kinds of stuff. So because I didn't send you thread, you're not able to sew this. And we'll get down here to the additional emails because it just gets worse. And now we're here. And that's why I'm here. Like, it just makes me more mad reading it, honestly. So I said, any thread will work with these items. There's no special requirements as far as sewing thread, needles, or machines. I would like to respectfully request that they either be sewn up or sent back to me if you are not able to meet the requirements of the agreement we came to, which was that these items would be sewn up in exchange for the items. This is why my small business sent out over $600 in materials and shipping costs, because it is. At the end of the day, I can give stuff away for free on my own anytime I want to. And I do. Freely and happily all the time. When you guys order stuff, if I see stuff that I have that's new, I will freely send you all kinds of things. If you didn't order something that I'm like, oh, you gotta see this, it'll go great with what you just bought. Or you told me about that bag that you were making for your daughter or your cousin or your friend, and you need to have this because I think you would like it. I do that kind of stuff all the time, and I'll continue to do it because it makes me happy. And nobody knows about that except for the person I send it to. So giving is not the issue here. It's that we entered into a contract and you're deciding that you're just not going to do what you said you were going to do because you're unhappy about the amount of free stuff that you got. And I'm not okay with that. So I did request that if you're not going to do it, it be sent back. I said, I can completely understand if you are not able to meet the agreement we came to, but with all due respect, these are not free gifts, and they certainly were not free for me to send out. They are items that were sent in exchange for them to be sewn to showcase items from my small business that I sell. I am happy to participate, but not when the other side of the deal is not being upheld. The agreement was to send out strike materials, and then I clarified in subsequent emails, which said these items would be sewn up and showcased. Okay, so that is what I sent in the email. I said, I am happy to send you a prepaid label that I would be paying for to send the items back to me if you do not feel that you are able to fulfill your side of the agreement. Please let me know what you decide, and I will send that over to you ASAP. Best Emporium Threads. So that was my response to this, because I am sick of it. I'm sick of the tantrum emails. I'm sick of you putting your personal crap on me. I'm sick of you making me making me feel bad for all of this stuff. I really do feel like I'm getting taken advantage of here. And again, I will clarify, there are a lot of people on that team. I've not had contact with any of them. The boxes just started arriving. This is the admin, the person who owns the group, the person who reached out to me, the top person as far as I'm concerned, Melissa Cummings, the owner of the Sewing Hub, who, yes, I am absolutely calling out. You need to do the right thing. Sew up the items, treat this fairly and professionally, or send them back to me with the prepaid label. So her response to me in all of this, why we are here: "Hi Ray, I understand and I'll see what I can do to still promote the materials for you. I respect your decision to not include me in giving me thread and tags benefits that you gave my team members, because some people got thread in their boxes and some people got my woven tags. I really do appreciate that you showered them with extra love." This is her saying this, by the way. "It really embodies the theme of the challenge this month, to be a light in someone's life, and I'm grateful that you're doing that for them." That is some manipulative bullshit right there. "I understand these boxes are not a free gift, but I hope that you can also understand that my time is also not free." Yeah, because mine is. "Not only did I spend hours with you getting everything set up and finalized for your business to participate in this challenge," I'm sorry, you sent me a couple of emails, 2 of which were about personal things. So you sent me a couple of emails? What? That's hours of your time? Are you kidding me? I actually spent hours on this, and if it took you hours to send emails, that's not my problem. Again, you volunteer for this. This is your hobby. This is your thing that you're volunteering for. This is my job. Like, what? "Not only did I spend hours with you getting everything set up and finalized for your business to participate in this challenge, hours creating graphics and posts to help promote your business, but also time changing said graphics because they weren't up to your expectations. But I did all of that without expecting anything in return. I never once asked you to promote my group or our challenge. I never asked you to provide graphics or to make posts in our group to promote your business. I offered to do all of those things to support a small business that I wanted to help as much as I could." What? Seriously? No, you wanted free items to give away to your group for the sewing challenge, which is fine. That's what you asked me for, and it's what I gave you. And yes, it is supposed to help promote my business. That is why I ultimately did it, because I'm not here as Ray, the person giving away free stuff. I am here as Emporium Threads, the business, giving away stuff in exchange for sewing them up. And you, by proxy, get a gift card and a discount code, and all of your team that requested it got free items from me in addition, for them sewing them up. That's the agreement we came to multiple times over. This was said. She says, "So you are right. The boxes are not a free gift. While I would hope that everything I've done to help promote your company already would make up for this fact, because of circumstances outside of my control, I'm unable to commit financial resources on top of the time I've already committed. And I understand that that is not the case," which that last sentence doesn't really make sense, but that's what it says. She says, "Thank you, Melissa." So in essence, in that email, she's telling me, well, apparently she doesn't own any thread and is not able to go buy any thread, which is ridiculous in my opinion, as every single sewist knows we have thread sitting around somewhere. Seriously. I'm pretty sure you could find a way to get thread. Or you know what? If you can't do that, then fine. I can totally respect that, and I get it. Hardships, things are hard, stuff is crazy, maybe you overcommitted, I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. I'll be honest, I don't care. I upheld my end of the bargain on this, and I'm trying to be kind, and you are taking advantage. So let me send you the prepaid label, and you can send my merchandise right back to me. Like, this is unfair. And this is the point where we get to where, like, my tolerance, like, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm so over people taking advantage of small businesses. I am over of them. Give me free grabby hands. Give me discounts. Give me stuff. Because you made a graphic for your own group and your own cause that I guess took you hours, which, okay, fine. Then if that's how you say it took, then that's what it took. But this is your cause. This is your group. You came to me and asked me for something, and I made an agreement with you that you extended to me. And now you are not holding up your end of it. And that is not okay. And my response to her was exactly my response in this video. And we are here now because, like I said, I didn't start this, but I'm going to end it. I don't care. this is just ridiculous, and I think that it needs to be said. I think that people need to be made aware of the type of behavior that this person is perpetrating on small businesses and on other people. And you know what? If that's something that you choose to support, then that's on you, but at least you get to make an educated decision. But this person needs to do the right thing. I am offering you a chance to send the items back to me if you can't do what you said you were going to do, which was sew up these items. You are just taking from a small business and not upholding your end here. Specifically, Melissa, the owner of that group. I cannot speak for the other people within that group. They were all sent boxes. 5 of those boxes were sent out to 5 people, 2 of which have at least unboxed them on social media or whatever, which was not necessarily a part of what I asked for. That was not what was agreed upon. It was supposed to be they were sewn up, but I appreciate them doing the extra. I appreciate them doing something with it. The rest of this, with this particular person, with Melissa, is not okay. My response to this person was, honestly, either keep your end of the deal, which was to sew up the items that my business has given, or send them back. You won't be spending anything because I am offering to send you a prepaid label. If you cannot keep your end, then you absolutely do not deserve to have a bunch of small business items that were sent to you for free in exchange for sewing them up, period. You not having thread is not my issue, and I'm sure that you have access to a sewing machine and needles and thread that you can use. You are choosing not to do so. If you are not able to uphold your end, then fine, but I upheld mine. I sent the items. You appear to be throwing a tantrum because you don't believe that you received enough for free from my business. You received a discount code for you to give away for free to your members. And you know what? Let's talk about that for a second, because from a small business standpoint, I sell my items for what I sell them for, to pay my bills, to pay my overhead costs, to pay my employee, to pay my taxes, to pay all the things that are involved with running a business. Okay? If I sell that for $20 and I give it to you for $5 off and I only get $15, then instead of me getting that $20 back, I only get $15. That's very elementary math. Nobody is entitled to discounts from small businesses, period, or to any other person. Here's how you should think about this. And I don't mean this to be stingy. I mean this to be just flat out here. You walk into a store and you pick up a bag of chips. And let's just say, for math's sake, it's the most expensive bag of chips ever, and those cost $10. Would you walk up to a stranger, any person in that store, and say, give me $5 because I don't want to pay $10 for this bag of chips I want? Of course you wouldn't do that. That's asinine. You either pay for what you want or you don't. And as small business owners, we sometimes choose to give discounts for whatever reason. Lots of reasons. Most of the time, for my case, it's because it's just fun. It's just fun to see people buy stuff. It's fun to see them sell stuff, or to get things and tell other people about it. It is advantageous for business typically, and it's just a nice thing to do. But I don't have to do it. There are plenty of businesses out there who never run sales. They never give coupon codes, and that's their right, and that's how they choose to be. And then there's other businesses who give out stuff galore, and that's how they choose to be. But let's be clear here. You are not entitled to somebody else's money. They buy that product, and then they are selling it, or they manufacture it and they sell it. Just like when you make a handmade bag. So somebody asking you to discount your artistry, you make that choice. If you want to discount the artistry, then you do that because you want to sell the bag. I've discounted bags I've made before because somebody was really happy and they only had a certain amount of money to spend. And I say, you know what? I'd rather have you be happy with it at home. Take it for the $45, even though it's on sale for $80. I don't have a problem with that. I'm doing okay. Enjoy the bag. We all make those kinds of choices. We all make those kinds of sacrifices, but you are not entitled to take stuff from small businesses, especially, and then turn around and not uphold your end of the bargain on it, and then just be like, oh, well, like, that's not okay. And so on that front, when you ask a small business on behalf of your organization, your charity, your business, whatever it is, for a discount, know that they are literally taking money out of their pocket and saying, okay, I am agreeing to help you and I will give you a discount. I'll take less money for my products to help you out. Hopefully it's helping you, it's helping them, but that's what the agreement is. Just plain and simple and clear. So right off the bat, I've already given you money out of my pocket by giving you a discount. Site-wide for everyone in the group, they can use it as much as they want, and I'm literally just selling my business products, my hard-earned items, at a discount. I have to pay for those items too. They're not cheap. None of this is cheap. Nothing is cheap for anybody. Everything is flipping expensive. So you're getting a discount. Additionally, I gave a gift card, which is me literally just taking $15 out of my pocket and saying, here, have $15 and hopefully you spend it in my store. And if you do, then that's me literally paying $15 toward your item that you wanted. And I'm happy to do that because that's what we agreed upon. You asked me and I gave it. But again, I'm here as a business. I can give away stuff for free all day long. Like, it's not okay to come forward and make a bargain and say, oh, by the way, would you like us to do this thing? And then get items from me, money from me, and then not uphold your end. And then when you're called out on it, like, so I said to her, I gave you a discount for you to give away for free. I gave you a gift card. You also received over $600 worth of items. That's what those boxes cost me. The cheapest box was $11 to ship. The most expensive was like $13.50 to ship. And I shipped 5 of them in each of those boxes. The cheapest one was $91 because it did not receive thread and it did not receive tags. And the reason it did not receive tags is because I don't have anything that goes with that elegant peacock vinyl. That's it. All the other items were like happy, jovial, whatever, or the colors matched, or they matched. That's it. That's why they got thread too. But not everybody got thread. Not everybody got double-sided tape. Not everybody got sets of tags. If they had cheaper hardware, because the finish is cheaper, I gave them more tags. I gave them different stuff. If the materials I sent them were less shiny or less, attractive maybe, or less showy, I gave them a little bit more. I gave them a couple woven tags. That's it. There was no like, oh, I'm gonna pick and whatever. If I really didn't want to send anything to you, then I just wouldn't have done it. And I shouldn't have, honestly, after the first email that I got and the way that you treated me. I'll just be completely honest. I didn't want to. I was literally just going to take the boxes and give them away for free and say, let's give this money to a charity. Let's auction these boxes off. They're mystery boxes, and let's give it to a charity. But that's not what I agreed to, and I kept my word. And now this person is not keeping their word and throwing a tantrum about me not sending them enough free stuff. And I'm appalled. I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm angry, I feel taken advantage of, I am appalled. And I know I'm not going to get my stuff back, and this person is literally sitting here saying, oh, I can't sew this stuff up. Well, then fine. You know what? Don't. Enjoy it, and may you never have a day's luck with it, because you don't deserve it. You came to a small business, you asked for something to literally further your own group and hobby, and I agreed to help you do that because I was trying to be a giving person, and I thought, hey, it'll probably benefit my business too, so why not? But then we entered into that portion of the agreement because there were strings attached to that. You extended that and I accepted it. And now we're at an impasse here where you're basically saying I'm not going to uphold my end because you didn't send me enough free stuff. The language used in that last email, thank you so much for sending them tags. That's so nice that you could be a light in someone else's life. It's so nice you could do that for them, which translates to, oh, boo, boo, bee, boo, I didn't get enough free stuff, and so now I just am not able to sew this up. That's malarkey. And it's gaslighting and manipulative at the worst, or at the best side of looking at it. The rest of it, you can look into that and feel how you want about it, but good grief, it's not okay. And I'm not okay with that. At the end of the day, am I going to lose my house over it? No, but it's money that's coming out of my pocket and my business to a person who literally got these items from me seemingly under false pretenses because you didn't feel like you got enough free stuff from me. Now you're not going to uphold your end of it. And so, cool, I see you, I see how you are, I see what kind of person you are. We're all just out here being the kind of person we are. And the kind of person that I am is sick to death of being taken advantage of and being stomped all over by people who do crappy things to other people and small businesses. It's not fair, and it sucks, and it's just not okay. These email responses in here and these things that you're saying to me and the manipulation tactics and the crappy things are not okay. They're just not. You asked me for free items and in exchange for sewing them up, and I said, great, as long as you're going to sew them up and promo them, I'm happy to do that, and now you're not keeping up your end. And starting over just on this last email that I sent to her, I just said, honestly, either keep your end of the deal, which was to sew up the items that my business has given, or send them back. You won't be spending anything because I'm sending a prepaid label. So I'm not making you out for it. You never gave me any money for these items. You didn't even pay for the shipping on the way there. I did. I've paid for all of it. So I'll just continue to pay because clearly you think that you're entitled to be reaching your hand in my small business's pocket and then not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So it's fine. I'll just pay to send them back. So I'll send you a prepaid label. I said, if you cannot keep up your end, then absolutely you do not deserve to have a bunch of small business items sent to you for free, period. You not having thread is not my issue, and I am sure that you have access to a sewing machine and needles and thread that you can use. You're choosing not to do so. If you are not able to uphold your end, then fine, but I upheld mine. You appear to be throwing a tantrum because you don't believe you received enough for free from my business. You received a discount code for you to give away for free. You also received a gift card to give away for free, and you also received over $600 worth of items for free from me. All actual money that my business, like from my business and my pocket. You said you would be sewing these items up. You volunteered and asked me for strike materials, not free gifts that I might sew up when I feel like enough has been given to me for free. And I put that in quotation marks. You said, I'm not complaining, but very clearly you are, because even after my explanation of why I did not send woven tags and thread to you, you seem to want to make it very clear to me that you don't feel like you got enough. You didn't get what everyone else got, etc. I don't have tags that would go with the elegant feel of the peacock vinyl, and I don't have navy or blue thread of any kind that I sell. That is why I did not send them to you. I never said that any one person would be receiving any one thing. I just said I would love to send out strike materials and any mixture of items from my shop in exchange for sewing them up and promoting them. You are not doing the right thing here, and you know it. You are taking advantage of my kindness. You are taking advantage of my willingness to give and of my small business. You have not put in any money on the line, and you making a graphic for your own cause and your own group, a graphic that literally serves your own purpose to give away items and discounts given to you from small businesses who donated in the first place, does not entitle you to keep items that you said you would be sewing up, but now you will not be. That is completely unfair and just wrong. I do not take this lightly, and I am requesting that if you do not plan to sew up those items as you agreed and volunteered to do, you need to send them back. I'm not even asking you for payment of shipment to do so. And that is the last thing that I said to this person, and unless she comes back to me and says, I'm going, just send me the prepaid label and I will send it back to you, like, honestly, that's really the best way to make it right at this point. The best way to make it right would be to apologize for this ridiculousness that I have been dealing with for well over a week at this point, because when she sent me the original email, when I tell you that I literally was like, I don't feel so good about this now, but I entered into a bargain, I entered into an agreement, and I'm a person of my word, and I'm going to keep that word because it's the right thing to do, but I don't feel great about it. That's exactly what happened. And I toiled and agonized over this. And then I just said, you know what, husband, please write me an email that is just succinct and there's no drama involved in it. And please just say back what needs to be said specifically. And I'm just going to send the boxes, and I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to turn the other cheek, and I'm going to do what I agreed to. And I'm going to hope that these people agree to do what they said they're going to do, which is sew up these items, that they not just promote them, not show them off, not open them and show them, because I can do that all day long. And I do. It's great to do that additionally, but you said you would sew them up multiple times since September. So many times you've said you were going to sew them up. And now, oh, well, I didn't receive thread. And well, that's really great that you sent them thread. Not everyone got thread. And it's not my responsibility to make sure that you have thread. It's also not my responsibility to make sure you have a machine or anything else. You agreed to this. You asked me. You said this. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at this point. I'm flabbergasted. I'm frustrated. I'm so tired of people not doing the right thing by other people. I am tired of them taking advantage. I'm tired of them saying things like, oh, things are so hard for small business, and then turning around and being hard on that small business. Taking money and items from small businesses, taking booth fees from small businesses that you're not entitled to when you're not putting up an event, taking for yourself over and over and over again from other people is not okay. And I am so sick of that kind of stuff going on in the world, but in this community. We are supposed to be adults. We're supposed to be people of our word. We are supposed to be people who are upstanding, who are setting a better example for other people, who are wanting to be the thing that we see in the world. And this is just not right. And I'm not going to keep quiet about it, which is why I said, you know what, from right here, I'm just going to put it out there, because this is just not right. It's not okay, and it's not fair. People, it really seems, I don't mean to talk to any one particular person on this, except for maybe the person that all of this is directed to. It seems like a lot of people out there are not ever going to do the right thing unless they are forced to. And I don't know when we turned into a world like that. When did it turn into, I'm only going to do the right thing if somebody grabs me and twists my arm and rubs my nose in whatever thing, and makes me have to do it because I'm legally going to be in trouble or because it's going to put my business in trouble or whatever. When did that? That's not how this is supposed to work. You return your shopping cart to the corral at the grocery store if you are able-bodied, or you help somebody else do it when you're able-bodied, because it's the social contract we all enter into. You agree to that. You agree to be a civil, law-abiding person. You agree to do the things you're supposed to do because it makes the world better for everybody else. Taking advantage of other people literally erodes all of that. Seriously. Because of this, literally, I have made the hard decision. I absolutely 110%, because literally I've already given over $600 worth of this, and now I'm going to have to send another prepaid label if she agrees to do the right thing and send my stuff back, if she's not going to sew it up. And I am certain that it won't be met with any sort of semblance of professionalism or actually using the items. And who knows what's going on in the background between all the people in that group. I sure hope that other people are coming to her and saying, Melissa, you need to do the right thing. But who knows, because I don't know any of them. It's just frustrating, but I want this person to do the right thing, but if they're not going to, they're just not going to. But then, yeah, I'm going to put it on blast. I'm going to put it out there. And then you can just know, if you're comfortable being this way over email and being this way toward people and taking from people, then people should know about it. I'm not going to let you hide. You're not going to hide behind me. I will not be covering for you. If you want to be a scammer and a taker and a person taking advantage of people, then you own that. As for me, I sent out the items. But it took literally all day to pack those boxes and curate all the items and pull them all from stock and make sure they all match. And it wasn't just me, it was myself and my employee, who I paid $20 an hour, because I pay a fair wage. I want to do that as much as possible. But it took us all day, and then we had to ship the items, and I paid for that too. It was well over $600, and I absolutely will provide those receipts from my Shopify store. Each person who received one of those boxes knows exactly how much they received, because it just happened to be on the slip when I sent the items. So it's very clear. That doesn't necessarily matter. Again, the agreement, I want to make that very clear, it was an agreement, was that you were going to sew the items up. And I hope that everybody else in there does the right thing. I hope that it was clearly communicated to them, because via email, it was clearly communicated to me that they were so excited about the boxes and they were going to sew them up and all these things. And so if you didn't know, well, I hope now you know. Somebody should tell them. As for me, I have made the tough decision to turn off the discount code that I provided to that group, because I do not feel like that owner is doing the right thing. And I also turned off the gift card that I gifted to them, because I have already spent over $600. And if you're not going to do the right thing, then I'm sorry, you don't deserve that. And if we're going to sit here and pull score and tally up how much time and energy this kind of stuff has taken, this is literally my job and my life. And this is your life and your hobby thing that you entered into. You volunteered. You came to me. And this has already cost me enough, but now it's emotionally and mentally costing me, which to me is worth way more than money. And I don't appreciate the treatment. I just don't. And if I found out that this was the case with any other vendor friend or small business or whatever, I would be saying these exact same things to you. Just like I did when all the SME stuff was going on. I called it out, and I will always call it out. I will always be transparent and honest as much as possible. If you're going to do crappy stuff, don't do it in front of me. Just don't. Don't do it to me, and don't do it in front of me, because I will not keep that secret for you. I am so disappointed. I am getting more and more disappointed by people every day. And it's just, to those of you out there who do the right thing, thank you. Keep doing it. I am going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep giving. I'm going to keep doing things, but I'm going to do it to where I have control over it. And that being said, we are leaving on a small just get together, because I haven't really seen my husband in weeks where I've actually been able to spend time with him. So we're going to go fly off for a couple of days and hang out. And when I get back, I am going to be curating some boxes and some giveaways for my group on the Facebook group. There is no stipulation for it. It's just kindness. This whole stupid November challenge was supposed to be under the guise of kindness and giving back to the community. Well, guess what? You're not giving back kindness to the community when you take advantage of small businesses and people, and you act rudely and entitled to things they are giving you for free. It's crappy. And I want to wash this feeling away of feeling like I got taken advantage of by somebody who is not doing what they're saying they're going to do, and who is not keeping up their end of the bargain. And literally, according to her, oh, well, because I don't have thread. Bullshit. Every sewist has thread in her room of some sort. Glue the items together then and make a fake bag. It's the internet. Like, figure out how to make this work. If this happened last month, you had all the time in the world to tell me that I could have not sent out thread to anyone. There was no agreement about what items would be sent out per reading the emails. You know, you'll have to go back and listen to all of this, but there was never any specific agreement about anybody getting anything specific from me except for items from my store. And not everybody got thread. Also, not everybody got tags. Not everybody got the same hardware. Not everybody got the same vinyls. I sent totally different stuff to everybody. Not everybody got double-sided tape either. Like, it's just... Anyway. This month is supposed to be about being thankful, and I am thankful for people who do treat me and my business with respect and kindness. I really am. I'm thankful for people who listen to this. I'm thankful for people who do the right thing every day. I am very grateful and thankful for all of that. And I'm thankful to be able to have most people around me who want to be here and who treat other people well and who do the right thing. Just act like normal, decent human beings, for Christ's sakes. It's not that hard. And I am thankful in some regards that people expose themselves like this. I wish that they would do it before they continue to take tons of stuff from me. You know, take free hardware kits from me for your classes, SME, and, you know, take advantage of my kindness and my willingness to drive you around when you're here or whatever, and then you're going to stab me in the back and talk crap about me behind, you know, closed doors, but then turn to my face all the time and continue to take and grabby hands and whatever. I am even thankful for those people because they teach me lessons, and the lesson I have learned here is that I just need to not give to people like this, and I'm not going to anymore. I will give freely as I always have, but I'm not doing this kind of stuff anymore because it doesn't do me any good. And then for you to turn around and treat me like that, and manipulate me and gaslight me over email, not okay. I will give a specific shout out here to specific businesses that I do and am involved with who do the right thing. Because there are many of them. You guys see my name around on stuff that I give for retreats or for expos or whatever. And I will continue to do those things because those people treat other businesses with respect. You know, typically they tried their best to do the right thing. And when I give things to them, when my business gives things to them, they do the right thing and follow through on their end of the bargain, which was to shout out and promote and say, hey, go look at this person's stuff, or hey, just know that they gave this stuff, you know, like that's the bare minimum. You keep your end of the bargain. That's the social contract, and they do very well at doing that. And so I'm not going to distance myself from any of those businesses by any means, but this particular group, absolutely I will. And again, if you're part of that group, I'm so sorry that you don't get the discount code now. I'll be putting a bigger and better discount in my own group for my own followers, just to say, hey, thank you, and here's this. To people who I'm not saying the rest of you group members don't deserve that, but I'm not going to be contributing to that person in this type of behavior. I just won't. I'm so disheartened. And I hope that that's being conveyed, because that's the biggest thing that I feel. I feel like crap. I feel disheartened. I feel like I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something good for my business, but also good for the community. And this is what it turned into. I am going to get a little closer here and read some comments because I'm old and blind and I can't see these. Melissa Martin said, what is the name of the group called? The name of the group is called The Sewing Hub, HUB. And the particular person that I read all these emails, and the owner and the top person of that group, her name is Melissa Cummings. That is the person who wrote these emails to me, who said these things to me. And again, the only person in that group I've had really direct contact with. I cannot speak for the rest of the strike and admin team there, but I did send 5 boxes out to people, Melissa being one of them. And again, her, coming back and saying all that, it's just, I'm really just blown away. I really am. I'm so frustrated. I'm going to scroll these comments and read them. I will be posting something in the Facebook group. Maybe I'll just post the link to this video. I don't know, but it does need to be shared and spread. Gail and Glenda said hi much earlier. I don't know if you're still here, but hi guys. Melissa said, yeah, that's not okay. I don't know at what point. And she said, I hope you told her off. And you know what? I did. And I not only did in that email, but I did in this video too. I hope, honestly. And I don't feel good about that, by the way. I really don't. I'm mad that I'm in this situation. I'm mad that I'm feeling these things, and I'm mad that I have to be here. I'm mad that we have to talk about this. I'm mad and angry and sad, and just, I don't feel good about it in any way, shape, or form. I'm really pretty pissed off about it. I'm pissed. This is one of those things you poke the bear and then get mad when the claws come out. But that's what this is. You kept poking me and kept saying these entitled, ridiculous, manipulative things. And then for you to say that you're not going to uphold your end, I'm sorry. No. And so, yeah, this is my reaction. You want to treat people like dirt and then get weirded out when, gosh, they react in a way where, oh, gee, I treated them like dirt and now they're reacting accordingly. Wow. It is sad. And yeah, interesting that someone on her team could have had the thread that she needed, but no mention is made that she reached out. I know, that's the other thing. I'm like, you're literally just gonna sit and I can understand, economically, you have a family, you've got medical bills, you've got stuff going on, but seriously, it is not that big of a deal. You can go and get thread from the grocery store. They sell Coats and Clark, and I'm not putting that expectation on somebody if you legitimately cannot afford to do that. But you said that this happened last month, and I just mailed the boxes at the end of this week. So if you don't have the materials that you need for the thing you volunteered for, you should have told me that ahead of time. Because guess what? You also don't have interfacing. That I didn't send it. I didn't send needles. I didn't send machines. I didn't send everything you would possibly need. I didn't send you a pattern. I didn't do any of that. That's on you to provide. I sent you materials from my shop. And so, yeah, I think that's just ridiculous. Tina just said, I'm so sorry you're having to deal with this. You're an amazing giving person, and she should be ashamed. Yes, she absolutely should be ashamed. I certainly know that I will be. I'm mildly ashamed that I even have to be here and talk about this, I'll be honest, and I debated whether or not I was going to do it, but like I said, I kept so quiet for so long, almost a year with the SME stuff, and it led to a bunch of other vendors getting taken advantage of and a lot of customers getting taken advantage of. And I know I can't save everybody, but I wish that I would have spoken out sooner, because I think that it would have helped a lot of people. So many times in my life, I'm very afraid to make waves, and I'm afraid to be labeled as a troublemaker or a renegade or a pot stirrer or whatever. But you know what? If I'm going to get burned at the stake anyway, if people are going to backtalk me or talk crap about me or whatever, then I'm just going to give you a reason to do it. Fine. Label me whatever. I don't care anymore. But I'm not going to just sit by and take it silently. And I don't think that I should have to. I don't think anybody should. It's unfair. So thank you for saying that, Tina. I appreciate it. I try to do what I want to see out in the world. I try to be giving, and I know we all, for the most part anyway, I think everybody tries to be that way. But yeah, I'm just, this is a bridge too far. It's just too far. Looks like Garner Sewing Room is joining us. Hello. I actually just met the owner of Garner Sewing Room at the Sew Bestie Orlando expo, I guess, whatever, in the vendor hall. She was my neighbor, and she was lovely. Both of the gals that were there were lovely, actually. And she just said, I'm sorry this crappy stuff happened to you. Me too. Me too. Well, I don't know. Again, I'm not telling anybody to not donate or whatever, but just be careful what you're going to send or what you're going to do, because clearly this is just the world that we live in now. She said she should be appreciative. Melissa said she should be appreciative of getting anything for free, and that's crazy. And I absolutely agree. I 100% absolutely agree. Be grateful for what you are getting and having. And obviously, if it's free and you're getting it from a small business, I'm not Amazon, I'm not Target. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars or items or any of that. And it's not just a write-off for me. Sometimes I can take a write-off, but that's only if I make enough money to take a write-off. You don't just get to take write-offs whenever you want. It doesn't really work that way. So Marie said, people with that mentality will never apologize. They think they're entitled, and it's very sad. It is very sad. And that is 100% what I'm seeing in this email. But it's one thing to be entitled. It's another thing to try to manipulate somebody. And I think that's really what's like stirring something in me, honestly, is it's just like, how dare you? How dare you try to manipulate me into feeling bad for you, or when you're the one taking advantage and being entitled and crappy? How dare you? Like, she should be ashamed. Just the audacity. The audacity is just... My mind is like blown. My heart is sad, my mind is blown, and... It just makes me so angry. If you're going to label me as anything, then label me as angry. I am an angry woman. I don't like being treated like that. Krista just said, I'm sorry you're dealing with this and I don't understand the entitled mentality. I don't either. It happens, and I will say this, it happens to the best of us. All of us at one point in time have overstepped a boundary where we've acted entitled. We've been a brat. We've been rude. We've misstepped. We've missaid. It happens. It really does. But when you get called out on it and somebody brings it to your attention, don't be that way. Then just apologize, step to the side, say, clarify your situation, whatever, but don't double down on it. And for sure, if somebody says you're not doing the right thing, like, you need to acknowledge that you're not doing the right thing. And this person knows they're not doing the right thing. This is not okay. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of all I got. I highly doubt I'm going to hear from this person. I don't know what I'm going to hear. And frankly, I don't care at this point. Either step up and take the prepaid label and send the items back to me, or step up and sew the items and do the right and professional thing. Because here's the thing. She might say, well, I'm not a professional, but I am. I'm a business. I'm here as a business, and all of these other people giving you discounts, they're here as businesses. So you need to act like a professional person when interacting with other businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a line you need to toe. If you're going to enter into that world talking with other businesses and dealing with businesses, then you need to operate like a business, even though this is not a business for you. It's a hobby. Yeah, I am really... I say I'm beyond words. I have a lot of words. I do. But I really am just kind of beyond. I don't really even know. I do feel better. I don't feel better. I feel different. I feel just as angry and sad and annoyed and stupid. I feel like I've gotten taken advantage of again. And going forward, I'm going to have to make decisions better where I don't get taken advantage of. And it's really sad I have to do that. Sandra. I almost called you Sylvia. I don't know why. Thank you, Sandra, for reminding me of your name. And Monica was the other gal that was there. She said it's her friend that was helping at Sew Bestie, so I wasn't sure if she was an employee or what. But Sandra of Garner Sewing Room, everyone. I believe she's on the East Coast. Hi. She came out to Florida. She was an excellent neighbor. Treated other businesses with kindness and vice versa, as we all should. So... Good to see you. You know, be aware. Not just of this one, apparently of everybody at this point, because there's no shortage of people willing to take advantage in this place. You know what I mean? Like, in this sewing community, it seems to keep happening. I know it happens all over the world, but like, this community, I say this to my husband all the time, excuse my language, but like, this pond is way too small for people to keep pissing in it. Point blank. People have got to stop, because it is really breaking this community up. It makes people not want to go to expos. It makes them not want to buy tickets to things. It makes them not want to do pre-orders, because other businesses keep taking advantage and not holding strong to their word. And now in this case, it makes me not want to give. And I'm not going to let that happen. I will not let a monster of a person who is behaving badly make me not do what I want to do, but it makes me not want to give. It makes me want to hold up and close myself off and say, nope, I'm not giving anything anymore. But I'm not going to do that, because it's just, that's not how I want to be. I don't want to live that way, but it does suck and it makes me feel that way. So, Sandra from Garner Sewing Room says, I have ran into people taking advantage of me as well. Thank you for bringing it to light. It takes strength and courage to call these people out. I'll be honest. I mean, I told my husband tonight, he was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going on YouTube. I'm going on YouTube and I'm just going to say the things and let the chips fall where they may. I don't want to do anything bad to my business. That's never the goal. But, at this point, I work way too hard at this business. I've been at it for a little over 4 years, and I work literally day and night. Not that everybody doesn't. I'm not saying I work hard or whatever, but I work hard. I work really hard for what I've been able to achieve. I am working hard every day to achieve more and to do more. And I work really hard on my customer service. I work really hard on my fulfillment times. I work really hard on making sure I send the best stuff out possible. And when I screw up, I fix it. And not only do I apologize and I fix it, I send extra stuff to make up for it. Like, I want to do right by people because I want them to do right by me. And this is so disheartening, and it does take courage or something. I don't know, stupidity maybe, a mixture of both to call this kind of stuff out. But at the end of the day, I've dealt with this before, not this specific thing, and I didn't call it out, and it didn't help anyone. It didn't help me, and I swallowed it, and I internalized it, and I held on to it, and it was so hard on me mentally, emotionally, physically. And I'm not going to do that. You want to be a shit and show your ass, then I'm going to show it for you. That's basically what it boils down to. And you can label me whatever you want or say whatever you want. I don't mean to be unkind, but look, you started it. So don't be that way if you don't want people to know about it. One of my very favorite quotes ever goes something a little along the lines of, if they wanted to be remembered kindly, then they would have behaved better. If they wanted to be spoken about warmly, then they would have behaved better. So behave better, and then people won't say crappy stuff about you, because it's your actions. You did it. And I'm really sorry, Sandra, that happened. I'm sorry that people do that kind of stuff. That really sucks. In a way, it doesn't make me feel better, but it's like, at least it's not just me. But still, it sucks. It just sucks. So Maribel with So Aspire said, this is truly sad. We are a small community. We should all stick together and help each other out. I am so sorry that this happened to you, not only once, but now the second time. Thank you very much for saying that. Me too. It is one of those things where I keep thinking, I saw the pattern when I got that first email that was full of all that stuff, that I was like, whoa, red flags. And I should have just stepped away, but I didn't want to do that. And so I didn't know that it was going to end this way. I certainly didn't think that, but I kind of was like, I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. And I was just trying to hold out hope that humanity would surprise me, and boy, did it, just in a different way. So I sent the boxes in good faith, thinking this isn't going to be something. It's not going to be crappy. It'll be fine. And I'm just projecting past stuff onto this, and I need to not do that. I'm all up in my feels. I'm just going to send the boxes and write notes and just send the boxes. And I did. And now we're here. So, Diane said, I'm sorry this is happening to you, and hugs. Thank you, Diane. I do appreciate, I appreciate the solidarity. I appreciate the apologies. I appreciate those of you who, sat through this and listened, and who might go back and read listen to the rest of it or whatever. And I am sorry to be the pot stirrer or whatever, but, the options were to take it on the chin once again, or to call it out. And neither one really ends all that well. And so, piggybacking on what Sandra said, it does take courage to say something about it. You hope that people aren't going to side with this person who's not doing the right thing and lambaste you for calling them out. And you know what? So be it if you do. I can't help that, but you're not doing the right thing. You deserve to be called out. People should call it out. This is just not okay. So that's what I did. And that's where we're going to go from now. So, like I said, I did make the choice to rescind that gift card and that discount code, not because I want to punish the people of that group. It's not their fault that the person who's leading this thing, they don't know. They just joined this because they want to do a fun challenge. They want to get, free things. They want to have a community. They want to do all that kind of stuff. But, I will give out free things all day long to my group members and plan to do so. We leave tomorrow at like 5 a.m. To go on our little mini vacation thing, and we'll be back at the middle of the week. And then I have some IVF medical procedures to go through. And then after that, I will be back at it, and I will be posting some stuff in the group because I would like to do some nice things for some nice people who are not entitled jerks. And it will make me feel better. So, and then, that'll just be that. It's like, hey, here, you want to give away free stuff? Then we'll give away free stuff. And that will make me feel better. Because it's the holidays, damn it. It's almost Christmas time. And that's what I got to say. So, I'm going to read the last comment here. I think there's a couple here. Maria Watson said, I always feel like I'm missing out because I don't do Facebook, but this is why. People like that. I agree. I say all the time, not that I don't love many of you that I've met on Facebook, and then I meet you at the expos, which I totally love. I have met so many good people, so many kind-hearted people, good people, people that I'm like, my face lights up when I see them because I'm like, oh, I remember you from the last show. I remember you from my group. I love that. I love that so much. I can't even describe it. That's a big reason why we keep doing the shows, because I gotta be honest. I mean, they're expensive and they're time-consuming, but there's something that you get there that you don't get with the online stuff. And if my business was not so tied to the social media thing, I'd run away in a heartbeat. I really would. Not because I don't love the great people that I've met, but stuff like this. The joke around here is that my nickname for a long time was Stranger Danger because I don't really believe in strangers. I just kind of believe in friends I haven't met yet. And that always really worked out for me in my life until recently with some of these people I've met online, like the previous owner of the now defunct SME. I met that person online, and now this person and a few other people. The majority is still on the winning side. The needle is tipped toward the winning side, but boy, is it getting close to the middle and tipping the other way. So I think people just get comfortable being the worst version of themselves on the internet. But that sucks, and it's not okay. Gail said, I hope the others that receive boxes follow through. I do too. Like I said, I can't speak for them. I hope they do too. I cannot label them based on what this one person did, and I will not do that. One of them put up a really nice video on Instagram this morning. Her name escapes me. Her real name, I believe, was Michelle. She was one of the people that received it, but she has a sewing business name, and I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But she was very kind. The other person, one of the admins in the group, she posted a video in the group of unboxing her stuff and, very kind to do all of that. And so I hope that they ultimately follow through with sewing up the items like they were supposed to. But at the bare minimum, at least they did something. And thus far, I have yet to see anything, from Melissa, who got the box today. So she didn't unbox it on camera, but she wasted no time sending me crappy emails complaining about what she didn't get. The other people got their boxes and opened them right away and, said thank you and talked about the items, that's what I feel like a normal person would do. None of them complained. If they did, it wasn't to my face. So at least they gave me that. Thanks. I truly hope those people do, enjoy the items that I sent. Like I said, Melissa, if you choose to keep those items and not sew them up, may you never have a day's luck with them. I hope they haunt your house and your sewing room for the rest of forever, because that's the kind of big petty energy I have. Sandra said, I call this situation unicorn poop. They make it look all pretty and then it turns out to smell really, really bad. Yeah. Yep. I think that is a very apt description. I do. I think that's a perfect description. It looked really pretty when I entered into it and I was excited to do a nice thing, and now it just smells like shit. And I feel like shit. So, we're going to do something more fun to make it not be shitty when I get back. I'm going to finish this wine. I'm going to go finish packing. And, if you would like to take advantage of, it won't be until I get back, but I'm happy for I always say this in the Facebook group, for whoever wants to be here, I'm happy for you to be here. And I always want people in the community who want to be a part of the community, who want to be around me and not to be cruddy. So if you would like to join the Facebook group, it's Emporium Threads Bag Making Community. I'm happy to have you over there, and I am going to put up a discount when I get off of here that's bigger and more whatever than the one that I was doing there. And everybody who's in my group is more than happy. I'm more than happy for you to have that. And I think we're going to resurrect something that I did a couple of years ago called Give One, Get One. And it's literally just where you nominate a friend, and I'm going to send out some fun curated items just to make me feel better. Just because that would be nice. And if you don't like what you got, don't send me crappy emails. Please, just be nice. But we'll do Give One, Get One, I think is what we'll do. And literally you just nominate like a sewing friend and say, I like this person because she's nice and isn't mean to me and helps me sew and whatever. Or she's just starting out and I want to help her build her stash, or him or her, whatever. And then you guys both get a thing. And so we have done Give One, Get One every couple years, typically during December, but I want to do it early now because that's what we'll do. So I'm going to open the thread for that, and it can stay open while we're gone on our little vacation, and then I'll be around, but I'll try to be off social media. So I think there was a link up here to the thing, but it's linked in the bio, the group. But if you go to Facebook and you search for us, there's a business page, then there's Emporium Threads group, and I allow everybody to come in there and pimp your business, like talk about your stuff, whatever. It's not all about Emporium Threads. It's a community, and that's the whole point. It's a community of people who don't want to act turdly to each other and are nice and help each other and promote stuff and, that. Just don't be a dick. Like, that's it. That's all we ask for. And that's all I'm asking for. Don't be a dick. Or if you're a dick, then just apologize and say, I'm sorry I was a dick. It's not that hard. Everybody missteps. Nobody's perfect. Melissa said, I sent a request to join your group and I will take care of that when I get there. Marie said, I'm in Florida. I wish I would have known that there was an event in Orlando. I know, it was last minute. It was to take place on top of the other event in Orlando that scammed a bunch of people and vendors out of money. So that was earlier this summer, and so it was thrown together very quickly. But the next event that I know of going on in Florida is Lakeland, the OSQE Original Sewing Quilting Expo. That's in March-ish, somewhere in there. Just Google Original Sewing Quilting Expo. You'll find their dates. We do a lot of their shows. And I think we have plans to do Lakeland in March. We've done it in the past. We did it this year, but with going through IVF, I'm having a hard time committing. So currently my only plans, because I've already committed to it, I am teaching several classes out in Arizona in January, and I have a couple shows in January, public expos. So if you're in Arizona, right there in the valley, I'll be there. And then I have a show in Albuquerque, February 9th, I believe it is, somewhere around there, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And after that, I haven't planned anything else, but there's talks about me teaching some classes here in Arlington in Texas. And frankly, Sandra, if you're still on here, I need to make my way over to Garner Sewing Room. We never get over that way because we're in Texas, but it's on my list if we ever make it that way. So if we do a show out there, I would like to come by and see you. I had a really nice time meeting you guys at the Sew Bestie Expo, and you were super helpful telling me about your carrying crates and stuff, and Monica was a blast. She was hilarious. So I did enjoy meeting you guys, and definitely a business who's not a jerk that you guys should go support is Garner Sewing Room. I think they have an online, and I think maybe Etsy, some different means of buying online. I'm certain of it. So anyway, that's what I got. Marie says, enjoy your getaway. Don't get on social media. I know, right? Nothing like really giving the pot a good stir right before you leave. But it just, there's the timing. So I'll be on a plane tomorrow midday. Well, actually early in the morning, so we fly out at like 5 a.m. And then we're going to be at hopefully the happiest place on earth, where people will be nice and not be jerks. And I'm kind of at my wit's end, so if somebody's a jerk, I'm going to kick them in the shin. That's kind of the attitude I'm taking at this point right now. Wine helps. Anyway, nice to see all of you. Thanks for tuning in. I guess that's all I got. join the Facebook group. I'm going to put that stuff up. So, see you there. Bye. Oh. Hold on a second. Sandra said, my teaching studio is closed. I'm only doing it online at this point. But I'd still love to have you enjoy your vacation. Oh, well, I didn't know that. But if you ever choose to open it again, but we'd still like to come out and see you. I think next year, at the end of the year, we're planning a little caravan trip in our RV over to that side of the coast. Bucket list item for me, I really want to go to Salem, not in late October because that's crazy, but like early October and fall. I've never been up there. My husband really hasn't been up there. And so we kind of want to do some East Coast travel, and we're going to come back down through the Carolinas, I think. So I'm pretty sure you're over there, I think. I don't know. I'm not so good with the geography, but I think you're over there somewhere. So if we stop in there, I'll send you a message and we'll at least have a coffee or something. We'll say hi. So anyway, good night. Goodbye. Don't be mean to people. They'll call you out on YouTube.